Hello friends, welcome to an episode of Annie Off the Cuff. These are my unscripted episodes. Today we are going over your planning for 2025 and why I think you should start planning now, plus 3 very important questions to ask in order to plan for 2025 and have success primarily in your business. Without further ado, let's dive in. If you happen to be new here, I am Annie Miller. I help online health and fitness professionals build sustainable and data-backed businesses without butt selfies or selling their soul to vanity metrics. Welcome. Today we are going over really how to set yourself up for success in 2025, and timing of planning matters so much. I think a lot of entrepreneurs wait till December or even January, and shit should already be happening in Q1 if you want to hit the ground running on January 1st, whether you are, having a promo, a launch, or just waiting it out through the new year to do something in February. You want that planned and ready to be implemented in November and December. So that is why I think September, October is the ideal time to start planning your entire macro year, which would be 2025, but really get nitty gritty about at least Q1. You are not frantic. You're not attempting to come up with what you're going to do this month or how you're going to get clients next month. Absolutely not. I do not want that chaos for you. I want calm, collected, calculated, batched. We fucking love batching. That is the name of the game. So this is going to be a shorter episode. These 3 questions to me they're the big ones. If you can answer these with clarity, you will be able to plan your 2025, and after planning it, then implement or prepare or get ahead on whatever needs to be prepared for whatever plans you come up with. So the first question is, what needle am I pushing? I did not say needles. This is not plural. What needle am I pushing? Note that when you decide on that needle, revenue, okay, so you're pushing revenue. That means every decision that you make is going to be funneled through, is this going to increase my revenue? You can even be more specific in, are you trying to improve overall revenue, or are you trying to specifically increase your monthly recurring revenue, your MRR, right? So what do you care about most? What do you need? Your lifestyle might dictate that answer. If you have other income, maybe you don't give a shit if it's monthly recurring revenue or not. If you are, really trying to depend on your business, then it would behoove you to probably increase monthly recurring revenue. So it's important to know those things because you're going to filter all decisions through the single needle that you are trying to push in your business in 2025. Now, whatever needle you decide on, there's going to be then a slew of tasks that you're going to have to do in order to move that needle. So that's why I say just choose one needle. That doesn't mean you're only going to be working on one thing. It's going to mean you're going to be working on a lot of different stuff. It's just all going to move that one thing that you are trying to push within your business. If that is email subscribers, maybe that's what you're pushing. Now, email subscribers can be part of pushing your revenue. I don't know what needle you're trying to push. Pushing your social media. So social media growth, that's my needle all year that I am trying to push. That is separate from revenue. You do not inherently need to grow your social media following to push revenue. You need to be better at sales. Maybe work on a funnel if you have a funnel. Work on your onboarding, using ManyChat from social media. Turn the current followers that you have into warmer leads. That does not require growth. So really getting clear on what needle you are trying to push is number 1. That might seem obvious. That is much harder, or can be much harder, than a lot of people think that it is, because again, people want to push all of the things when it's like, which of these is most important and what actions are then going to help that thing happen. There may be some intertwining there, but you can't work on everything at once. We cannot push all of the needles. Number 2 is possibly the most important of these 3 questions, because I know with all of the one-on-one clients that I have worked with my FitsPROs, with myself, with colleagues that I have talked to, something that gets forgotten every year, every week, every month is what needs to be maintained. So when you are working on a new project, when you're trying to push a needle, when you're launching something new or creating something or focusing on one area of your business, it is so important to remember that you have other shit you have to maintain on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, other tasks that are going to take up your time. And so it is so important to list those out, to name those. You are still going to have one-on-one clients, one-on-one check-ins, write programming or prescribe nutrition or answer emails. Like, what tasks in your business? Create content for Instagram on a weekly basis, or if you batch, not on a weekly basis. It's so important to list those out and name them, because that also gives you a more realistic picture of the actual capacity that you have to push that needle that we want to push. And maybe you say, okay, these things are maintained, but when we ask question number 3, maybe some of those maintenance actually get let go of. Number 3 is, what are we letting go of? Name what you're not doing. And it can be something that you're doing right now. This is so important. In the practice of essentialism, we say yes to hell yeses. We say no to anything that's not a hell yes, ideally. When you are starting a business and you're in the early days, you're probably gonna do a bunch of shit you don't wanna do and it doesn't feel like a hell yes, but it needs to happen. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, are you doing busy work in your business that doesn't need to happen, that is not essential in order to move that first needle or in order to maintain things that have to be maintained? Are there things that you're doing that you can let go of for a season? Maybe they come back later, but in order to push that one needle, this thing needs to be let go of. We need to put this on the back burner. We need to table this, name it. Most people will have a few of these things that they need to let go of. If there's nothing you need to let go of, maybe you're just not doing much in your business right now anyway, and that's not saying like a bad thing. Maybe there literally just aren't a lot of tasks in your business. You're in really early days and there's just not much that needs to be done. That's okay. Maybe you're in the early days and you're doing the most and you need to take it back a notch and really say, I'm not gonna do these things right now because they don't move this needle and they're not actually essential to maintain what needs to be maintained. Once you honestly and fully answer those 3 questions, then you're gonna plug in big dates. Anytime that you are going to launch something or anytime you want to do a promo of some kind, if you have any big dates like that, if you open your roster at particular times of the year, if it's ongoing enrollment, and again, you do promos or something like that, then you are going to plug in those dates so that you can see it on the year spread. What does your kind of flow of the year look like? I would like you to do that for the full year, but the first 6 months is okay too. And then in a lot of detail, a lot of detail, fill out quarter 1. What is happening in January? What is the goal? How are we attaining that? What tasks need to be completed? What tasks need to be maintained for February, for March? And then if you're only doing that for quarter 1, please be sure, this happens to people when they're batching content. They batch their content and then, they get to the end of the content and they're like, oh my God, I need to batch content again. This applies to so many things in business. Schedule when you are going to plan again, when you are going to get the detailed work done again for quarter 2, for quarter 3, for quarter 4, if you are going to work a quarter at a time versus doing it maybe in a half year and a half year. That's really it. This was a shorter video, but I hope that it was helpful. I really do feel like year planning is so helpful, but I personally feel that these are the 3 most important questions to ask and answer honestly. And then if you can just filter all decisions through those questions, then I think you will be closer to where you want to be at the end of 2025 or whatever year you are attempting to plan for. And I think that if you start now and commit to planning now in September, October, you will possibly, for the first time ever, feel really good in January. Be calm, be collected, be ready to have a new level of success with ease, hopefully, in 2025. If you found this video helpful, do like it and subscribe because I drop a video every Tuesday. I appreciate you being here. I will see you in the next one.